Good morning. My name is Joseph Greenwell. I go by he, him, and his, and I have the honor of serving as the Associate Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs and the Dean of Students at the #1 public institution in the world, the University of California, Berkeley. As we begin this celebration, we would like to ask that you please put your cell phones on silence and also be aware of any signs and banners to where they're not blocking another audience's view, please. We ask that all members of the audience to allow your fellow audience members to enjoy the program and without disruption. Individuals involved in such behavior may be asked to leave the venue and may be referred to the appropriate conduct offices. We also ask that you keep all aisles clear for safety purposes. We would like to remind everyone that we are here today to honor our graduating seniors and their families, and we hope that everyone will respect this tradition. I personally want to welcome our Cal students, faculty, staff, parents, family members, and friends. Welcome! As the Dean of Students, I have the opportunity to partner with your amazing Cal students. I congratulate each of you on their contributions that we are celebrating today. I also want to thank you for allowing us to engage with your student during their time here at UC Berkeley. Please know that their presence on this campus has made us a better university and will live on far past this day of celebration as they can continue to be proud Cal alumni. With that said, it is my honor to let you know it is time to celebrate. Please stand and welcome the graduating class of 2017 and the members of the official stage party.
Please stand for the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning. Said good morning. I'm George Kiefer, Chair of the University of California Board of Regents. It's my heartfelt pleasure on behalf of the Board of Regents to welcome everyone to this winter commencement ceremony and the ceremony of investiture. Together with the other regents here this morning, I bring you warm greetings and best wishes. We have much to celebrate. This is a big deal. The accomplishments of the successful PhD candidates and the 600 recipients of master's and bachelor's degrees, the formal installation of Carol Christ as only the 11th chancellor of this great university, and the presentation of the Peter E. Haas Public Service Award to Angela Glover Blackwell. And we celebrate all that is the University of California, Berkeley, what it means to our state, to the nation, and to the world. It goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. Berkeley remains the world's flagship public university. And as great as it may be, it is also inspiring to have Carol Christ, a chancellor who is not content with this high status quo, who is committed to keep moving forward. And so the regents look forward to her leadership as she works with the faculty, with the students and staff and alumni to define a new vision for an even stronger Berkeley in the future. We look forward as well to the contributions of those who are awarded degrees today in your futures. We need you, frankly. The state needs you. The world needs you now more than ever for the betterment of our communities, our businesses, our organizations, and most of all, for the public welfare. Likewise, your impact on this great university doesn't end, and frankly, I ask you not to let it end today with the conferral of your degree. You are the beneficiaries of something very, very special. From this day on, when asked where you received your degree, you will say with deserved pride, I went to Cal, I went to Berkeley. So I ask you, in whatever way you can, I hope you will help Berkeley remain the finest public university in the world, and even an example to all who come after you, all who seek to be at Berkeley someday. As a famous Nobel laureate once said in very distinguished words, "Go Bears." Now I'll turn to Viola Yuan, Chair of the Winter Commencement, for the introduction of the ceremony of investiture. Thank you very much.
Please welcome University of California President Janet Napolitano to the podium to conduct the ceremony of investiture.
Well, good morning, everyone. I want to welcome and congratulate our new graduates, as well as the family members who supported them and the faculty members who get to see the students they taught and mentored move on to the next chapter in their lives. I also want to thank the staff members who helped pave the path to this day in so many ways. Today is really about the graduates, their hard work, and the wonderful things they will go on to do. But it also makes sense that Carol Christ chose to be installed officially as Chancellor today. She has always been passionate about the lasting intrinsic value of creating and sharing knowledge. She cares deeply about students and about lifting up their voices and accomplishments. And of course, she's known for common sense. Her investiture comes first so that she can award degrees as the officially installed Chancellor of UC Berkeley. Yeah, it goes in order. So I am delighted that we are able to celebrate not only the commencement ceremony of our accomplished students, but also the commencement of Carol Christ's leadership of this great university, founded nearly 150 years ago. And as UC approaches its 150th anniversary year, just 2 weeks from now, it is worth noting and cheering that she is the first woman to serve as UC Berkeley's Chancellor. Everyone here is likely familiar with Chancellor Christ's history and leadership, so I will be brief. We know that she is an outstanding scholar and a proven leader. We know that she has all that it takes to lead the best public university in the world to even greater heights at this pivotal time. She has long been immersed in the campus life of UC Berkeley, and she is deeply committed to the University of California's core values. In a moment, I will present Chancellor Christ with the Chancellor's Medal. The medal was first given to Clark Kerr when he became the first chancellor in 1952. The medal is passed from chancellor to chancellor and inscribed with the years of their service. So I would now like to ask Chancellor Christ to please step forward for the official investiture ceremony. Be it known that I, Janet Napolitano, President of the University of California, on this 17th day of December 2017, by the power delegated to me by the Regents of the University of California, do hereby install Carol Christ as the Chancellor of the University of California at Berkeley and invest in her all the authority and rights of the office. Chancellor Christ, as tangible evidence of your new office, I will now present you with the Chancellor's Medal.
Thank you. President Napolitano, Chairman Kiefer, Regents, Trustees, Mayor Aragon, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, alumni, students, parents, and most important, graduates of the class of 2017, welcome and thank you for coming. Let me begin by saying how pleased I am that we're sharing this ceremony, my formal investiture as Chancellor and your graduation. First, congratulations. You've worked hard, you've excelled in what you've done. You've proven yourself literate, numerate, worldly, and imaginative, ready to make a difference on this planet. There's a fitness, I think, in the coincidence of our ceremonies. The University of California was founded to serve you, to provide broad access to a university education for those who aspire to it. And I've been entrusted with leading this extraordinary institution towards this important goal. Because we're approaching the new year, I've been thinking a lot about January. The month is named after Janus, the god of beginnings, gates, transitions, doorways, and passages. He's often portrayed with two faces, looking backward and forward, as we do at this moment. You're completing your college education and beginning that period I always imagine in capital letters, life after college, and I too am beginning a momentous task. We share this university, a university that I hope will remain important to you in the decades ahead, for universities are communities in both space and time. We share a place, what the poet Wordsworth called a local habitation and a name. The geography of the campus is vivid in our experience. Sather Gate, Sproul Plaza, the Campanile, the laboratory and classroom buildings in which you spent much of your time, the stone bears that are posed around the campus, the paths through the redwoods along Strawberry Creek. But the university is also a community in time, connected by this shared experience of place. It exists in your mind as you construct and carry with you the narrative of your life. It exists in the community of hundreds of thousands of alumni over the decades and across the globe. And it exists in the history of the university that we at once inherit and change. Next year, in 2018, the university will celebrate its sesquicentennial, its 150th anniversary. What did the founders of the university imagine in 1868, and what can it tell us about the university in the 21st century? The founders of this university indeed imagined its essential features and aspirations. The University of California came into existence through the merger of two institutions. One resulted from the passage of the Morrill Land Grant Act in 1862, the federal legislation that provided federal land to every state in the Union to establish a public university. Central to the legislation was the idea of access to a college education for the working classes. Equally central was the requirement that any such university teach agriculture and engineering in addition to the traditional liberal arts. In order to take advantage of the federal legislation, the state of California determined to establish a college of agricultural, mining, and mechanical arts, essentially a polytechnic institution. Small private institutions that had been established in California were worried. Mind before mines, one higher education leader protested. Reverend Henry Durant, after whom Durant Hall is named, had the vision of joining the College of Agricultural, Mining, and Mechanical Arts, which existed only on paper, with the financially struggling College of California, a liberal arts institution that aspired to the German model of the research university. With this merger, the University of California was created with its essential features: broad access, a curriculum encompassing programs in both the liberal arts and the professions, and a commitment to research. In 1869, the new university opened its doors to 40 students. some of whom were transfers from the College of California. There were 5 colleges: agriculture, mechanical arts, mines, civil engineering, and letters, and 10 faculty. That was a pretty good student-faculty ratio. The College of California was located in Oakland, but Durant had purchased another site in Strawberry Canyon overlooking the Golden Gate. He saw the place as deeply symbolic. A newspaper editorial predicted many nations a few years hence, as their fleets with the wealth of commerce seek these golden shores, will see the university before they see the metropolis. He meant San Francisco by the metropolis. The university's founders connected its location to Asia. The very first philanthropic gift that the university received was a professorship of Oriental languages and literature from Edward Tompkins, who imagined greatly expanded Pacific commerce and wanted to extend intellectual hospitality to Asian students currently going to the East Coast for their college educations. In 1872, the university moved it to its new site in Strawberry Canyon, which Durant named Berkeley, after the 18th century Irish philosopher Bishop Berkeley, who had envisioned a new golden age in America, replacing a Europe he felt had become old and decadent. I've taken time to tell the story of Berkeley's founding to suggest how many of its distinctive features were imagined from the beginning. As we celebrate its 150th anniversary, what insight can we take from history that will guide our future path? One of the wisest books ever written about the American university is Clark Kerr's The Uses of the University. In it, he argues that universities can aim no higher than to be as British as possible in regard to undergraduate education, for universities like Oxford and Cambridge offered the model for residential liberal arts colleges, as German as possible in regard to graduate education and research, for Germany had developed the model of the research university, and as American as possible in regard to the public at large. Kerr believed that the distinctive success of America's best universities results from keeping these 3 in balance. This comes close to Berkeley's founding synthesis, and one important to keep in mind as we begin our second 150 years. We stand, I believe, at a moment of transformation as great as any in Berkeley's history. Given the decline in state support, we must reimagine the financial model for the campus, one of my main goals as chancellor. But that begs the question, financial model for what? Here I think Clark Kerr can be our guide. In his witty counsel to be as British, as German, and as American as possible, he's really talking about our tripartite mission of teaching, research, and service. What are the challenges in regard to each as we begin our second 150 years? In regard to teaching, we face challenges of both access and opportunity. Berkeley's initial student body of 40 has grown to 40,000. We can serve our 40,000 students even better than we do by more consistently and purposefully providing the opportunities for the life-transforming experiences a university of this distinction can provide. Participation in faculty research, study abroad, internships, the chance to realize your idea as an invention, an experiment, a business, a work of art. We talk a great deal at Berkeley about equity and inclusion, usually in regard to demographics and the climate. Both of these are critical, but so is equity of experience, the commitment that all students have access to the distinctive opportunities that Berkeley offers. To provide this equity of access, we need to do more, both in terms of the academic structure of the advising we provide, making sure roadmaps to distinctive opportunities are clear to every student, and in financial aid and housing. Insufficiency of student housing is the greatest threat Berkeley faces to the quality of student experience. As chancellor, I intend to double the capacity of our housing system. Too many of our students live in housing that is too expensive, too crowded, too far from campus, leaving you less money for basic needs. Berkeley has grown a significant amount in just the last decade. We haven't fully met the challenge of how best to serve the increased number of students we have. However, the pressures to increase enrollment will continue, both because the population of California and its high school graduation rate are increasing, even as university education becomes more essential for individual and social prosperity. Because I think that it is unlikely that the University of California will be provided with the resources necessary to build new campuses, we must develop imaginative approaches to increasing enrollment capacity. Through university extension, for example, partnering with institutions here and abroad, ensuring efficient progress to degree, and considering new and imaginative methods of delivering the curriculum. Access and opportunity are critical ways in which the university serves the state, educating thousands of outstanding graduates like you who will make important contributions to our world. We also serve the state, indeed the planet, through our research. Berkeley has always set itself the goal of comprehensive excellence, a distinction that means we can take on very big and complex problems whose solution require multiple lenses and tools. As we begin our second 150 years, we should identify the grand challenges we're particularly suited to meet. Here are some examples: climate change, income inequality, artificial intelligence, what it means to be human in a digital world, mind and brain, gene editing, data science. All of these problems require multiple disciplines from STEM to the humanities to make progress in understanding and solving them. We serve the public best, the American part of our mission, when we excel at teaching and research, providing extraordinary graduates for society who will, like you, change the world, making progress on its most intractable problems. To do this well, we must answer a set of strategic questions. What disciplines must grow? Which new types of research and teaching environments must be created for Berkeley to invent the future? What size should Berkeley be to best serve the growing population and changing needs of California? What investments and changes would have the most impact on the quality of student experience, both undergraduate and graduate? How can we foster a sustainable financial model with an evolving diversity of revenue sources while remaining true to our public mission and identity? How can Berkeley best expand its reach? These questions will be the focus of the strategic planning process we are now beginning. As part of this process, I recently asked campus leaders to tell me in one sentence their vision for the Berkeley of the future. Here are some of the responses I received. Berkeley reimagines the world. It is the Discovery Campus. It is a powerful pathway to upward mobility. It continually raises the bar of the possible for individuals and for humankind. It is through such self-examination and contemplation of the future that Berkeley will evolve, adapt, and improve. And that is as true for you as it is for this university. It's a process that brings to mind the four defining principles of the Haas Business School: question the status quo, confidence without attitude, students always, beyond yourself. As you begin to contemplate your own future, continue to question the status quo, continue to learn and explore, and determine how you can contribute to the greater good. I believe that Berkeley instills in its students a great capacity to reevaluate and reorient themselves. You will need to exercise this skill in order to live the rich and fulfilling life that I hope lies ahead for each of you. Graduates of the class of 2017, as you prepare to go out into the world, take with you our campus's aspirations as well as your own. Take the lessons you learned here, skills you sharpened, wisdom you gained, as well as your memories of this place your successes and your trials, your associations, your friendships. Berkeley is not only a place across from the Golden Gate, but a place in your mind and your imagination, one that I hope will occupy a distinctive space in the story of your life. When we say go Bears, we're often thinking of our sports teams, but go Bears means so much more than that. It means go faculty in all the ways your research is enlarging our understanding of the world. It means go staff in all the ways you help us educate our students and support our research. It means go alumni in the myriad ways you are making the world a better place. And it means go graduates on to the life you dream of for yourself. May Berkeley always be a special place in your mind, your imagination, and your heart. Fiat lux, and go Bears.
My name is Kevis Goodman, and I'm a faculty member in the Department of English. For the investiture of the first woman to become Chancellor of UC Berkeley, in a ceremony performed by the first woman appointed president of the University of California system, it seemed apt to choose a poem written by a woman. The poet is Adrienne Rich, and I found out quite by accident this week that Rich, who died in 2012, read at the inauguration of Chancellor Christ as president of Smith College. This poem is entitled, "What Kind of Times Are These?" and it was written in 1991. One point that may be helpful to know is that Rich had in mind lines by the German exile Bertolt Brecht, written in 1931. What times are these in which a conversation about trees is almost a crime? For in doing so, we maintain our silence about so much wrongdoing. And you can hear Rich's poem as a kind of refutation. There's a place between two stands of trees where the grass grows uphill and the old revolutionary road breaks off into shadows near a meeting house abandoned by the persecuted who disappeared into those shadows. I've walked there picking mushrooms at the edge of dread, but don't be fooled. This isn't a Russian poem. This is not somewhere else but here. Our country moving closer to its own truth and dread, its own ways of making people disappear. I won't tell you where the place is, the dark mesh of the woods meeting the unmarked strip of light, ghost-ridden crossroads, leaf mold paradise. I know already who wants to buy it, sell it, make it disappear. And I won't tell you where it is. So why do I tell you anything? Because you still listen. Because in times like these, to have you listen at all, it's necessary to talk about trees.
And now I'd like to introduce the 2017 recipient of the Peter E. Haas Public Service Award, which recognizes a Berkeley alumnus or alumna who has made significant voluntary contributions to the betterment of society. Here with us today is Angela Glover Blackwell. Angela's commitment to public service started years before she received her law degree from UC Berkeley in 1977. From there, she worked for a decade at Public Advocates, developing innovative non-litigation strategies to fight for the public interest. That led her to eventually found PolicyLink, an organization that addresses a multiplicity of issues: health and well-being, affordable housing, transportation, jobs, and more, while engaging the wisdom, voice, and experience of local leaders in shaping solutions. From her early work in grassroots activism to her appointment on Barack Obama's Advisory Commission on Educational Excellence for African Americans, Angela embodies the spirit of public service that drives this university. As Professor Jesse Chopra said in his nomination letter, Angela is a leading voice in the movement for equity in America. The following video gives you a glimpse of why that is true.
I often say, how do we make America great for the first time? Because the nation has definitely had its moments, but it has not achieved the greatness that is the promise of the nation because it has not been fully inclusive. If you think about the history of Black people in this nation, why would they be hopeful? Starting with slavery and the brutality of it, seeing the brutality that happens in communities still, why would Black people in this country be hopeful? But they are. I grew up in a segregated St. Louis, Missouri. Service has always been a part of my family, it's a part of my life. But we were also a family that really understood that justice was not something that was just going to be there for you. You had to fight for it. My father was very involved in the NAACP. I had other relatives who were real activists. I went to completely segregated schools. I came out of college into the Black Power movement. I organized in Black communities. And by the time I entered law school at UC Berkeley, I knew what I wanted to do with my life. Part of being able to take advantage of a public institution is to be able to understand what is your relationship to the public. I have always felt so enriched by being able to serve. I found that through my words and the way that I delivered them, I could impact people's emotions. I could get people excited. I could get them angry. I could get them motivated. As we become a nation in which the majority are of color, we recognize that the fate of the nation is dependent on us getting the inclusion agenda right. So I recognized we needed a whole new kind of national policy organization, which led me to start PolicyLink, which exists to create a new generation of policies that actually advance community building. This country, when it talks about being great again, needs to understand it has never been great for everybody. It has the potential to be great for everyone, but it has to understand that equity is not a zero-sum game. If we can create pathways to full inclusion and reaching the full potential for those who are most vulnerable, the benefits cascade out to everyone.
Please welcome Angela Glover Blackwell. This gives me such pleasure to give you this. I could put it over your head.
This is overwhelming. I thank you. I knew Peter Haas, and it's such an honor to receive this award in his name. Let me say this. When I was a little girl in elementary school, we had to learn and recite the Gettysburg Address. I love many things about it. One of the things I loved that it was short, since we had to memorize it. But there was a particular passage in it that comes back to me periodically. And that is when Abraham Lincoln was talking about the things that made up the country, it being conceived in liberty and dedicated to equality. As the country was embroiled in a civil war, he asked the question whether that country or whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated could long endure. That really is the continuing question, and every few decades it gets brought back into sharp relief, and we're in one of those moments right now. Public service is a way to be able to answer that question in a way that is affirming and sustainable, because it requires that we know each other. And we don't know each other by feeling kindly toward the Black coworker who's in the next cubicle, or being excited that our children have multicultural, multiracial friends, or feeling inspired by the Latina newscaster who comes on every night and you feel warm about. That understanding happens when you have to get involved in people's struggles, the struggle of addiction, the struggle of young people involved in a juvenile justice system that doesn't respect them or honor them, the struggle of people who are transitioning from one gender to another within the same body, the struggle of people who are trying to raise their families on poverty wages. When we understand that, our fear can be transformed into understanding. Our confusion is enlightened because we understand the solutions. Our alienation can be transformed into belonging. The opportunity to serve is such a gift, which is why it is always a surprise to me that people reward me, and honor me for doing it, because the gift is every day, it is every opportunity. I hope that you will find that gift. I hope that you will not wait until you have enough money to do it, that you will not wait until you have enough time. Do it always, do it continuously, do it for yourself. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I am Austin Weinstein. I am the student speaker. First off, I'd like to thank Chancellor Christ, President Napolitano, and Provost Alvasatos for essentially everything. So I am Austin Weinstein, and I study economic history. And my thesis was on the Export-Import Bank of the United States. And as a special treat for everyone tonight, I will not be talking about my thesis. At Cal, I spent far, far too much of my time at the Daily Californian, the student newspaper here. And most of what I covered is actually these people. And that organization, I want to give them a shout out because they've given me more than I ever could have imagined, and they helped a honestly aimless freshman find something that he cares about. And before I get into anything, I want to add two disclaimers. The first of which, I am 21. And most 21-year-olds don't have wisdom, and most people under 30 don't have wisdom. So keep that in mind. The second is that I really don't deserve this. I mean, the people that I saw walking up, the looks were more surprise. And I get that. I mean, I'm like a lot of people. I have had things I've done well, I've had things I've done poorly. But, as a 21-year-old whose most notable employment is as an actual little drummer boy at the local mall, I'd like to talk a little bit about something I have a modicum of experience at, and that's being a student at UC Berkeley. I remember whenever I'd get that really fun question, how's Berkeley going? My answer would never so much be about, well, the fact that the toilet in my dorm was in a different room than the sink in my dorm. Although it was. It was always about the people, the students, the faculty, the researchers, everyone you meet, even if you're not so sure they actually go here. Nowhere on earth has a town and a city just decided to eschew the norms of human behavior like Berkeley. This school and this city indulge in, honestly, self-caricature of an outrageous level. The first person to show me around this campus was an alumnus, and he was wearing a tie-dye shirt, cargo shorts, Birkenstocks, and he was riding his scooter to his job at a white shoe law firm. That's kind of where I started, and not much has changed. When I first came to Cal, like many of you, I was very clueless. I still am clueless, but this is helpful for this little bit. I enrolled in chemistry, computer science, and history, and what really stuck with me was my first history class. I walk into the classroom, and the professor, he's standing up right in front of the podium. He had a really nice, tailored suit on. It was probably his first day of class suit. He stands up, he has his hair slicked back, puts his hand behind his back, and without looking at slides or notes, he gives an hour-and-a-half lecture on ancient Rome that floored me. And honestly, something clicked. When you see something like that, it clicks. And I knew I had to study history. Hi, Ben. And people like this professor, you meet a dime a dozen here. They're full of fantastic people. I'm sure everyone has a million of these stories. I had a professor of Russian history who taught the entire class in anecdotes. And he was telling us, I'm writing a book about an apartment complex. It's over 1,000 pages. And we all looked at him like he was crazy. Yet, when their views came out, it was called monumental, epic, and a Soviet war and peace. And I remember another time, I was interviewing a STEM professor for an article for the Daily Cal, and I went up to his office, it was in Soda Hall, I knock on the door, and he cracks the door open and says, "Wait outside, I'll talk to you outside." And right before he shuts the door, I look inside, and I see that even if he wanted to invite me inside, his office is so scattered with papers and books and documents, there was no room except for his chair. People like him, they make Berkeley worth it. And I'm not even talking about the computer science students. I was out to lunch with one the other day, and he was complaining about the job offer he got. And I said, "Congratulations on getting a job offer. What's the issue?" And he says, "Well, they lowballed me." And I asked if it's okay if I ask, "What's lowball?" And he says, $100,000. So that's cool. But for me, and I know for a lot of you, Berkeley occupies a really unique place in this world. It's something that's stuck with me. It's a place that people expect the best of a person's capacity here. I mean, you're allowed to be excessively, almost comically passionate. And that's why this place is so essential and so important. I mean, for God's sake, plutonium was discovered here. I mean, we can't give that up. Because that's not to say there aren't problems, because there are. I mean, you're students here, you know. Every day there's a new headline that's a little more disheartening than the last headline. And I know this because I've written a lot of those headlines. I mean, depending on whom you trust, UC Berkeley is either the #1 public school in the world or the #2 UC campus in California. State funding makes up 15% or less of the school's budget, and the athletic department has more debt than Turkmenistan. I mean, faced with all the good that this place can and must do, Berkeley's at a crossroads. And as the country hits 10 years of consecutive economic growth, this campus is having a wide and big budget cut right now. We're right across from one of the wealthiest cities in the country, yet students here live in bad housing for high prices and are submerged by a cost of living that makes it more expensive to go here than NYU. I mean, for God's sake. We can raise $10 million to build a video board, yet at the same time, we're cutting Berkeley Connect and the history department's espresso machine. But at the end of the day, we've never done anything like this before. We're 150 years in, and the University of California is an experiment into high-level public education that's surpassed everything that could have been expected of it and more. At almost 150 years, you've got to expect there's going to be kinks, issues. At a time when the very meaning of the word public is in crisis, UC Berkeley is one of the most impactful examples of what the word public can mean and what the word public can do. All of you in front of me graduating today are part of that example. Part of a long legacy of exemplary people and exemplary students. And so I kind of leave with a confidence, not just because this day is special and there's pomp and circumstance, but because of that resiliency I mentioned, it sticks with you. I mean, it makes people from Berkeley, people who went to Cal, unique. It's why I don't think that despite the challenges Berkeley faces, that's going to change anytime soon. It's why obstacles at UC Berkeley, they don't really feel like obstacles. And it's why UC Berkeley continues to be a fantastic institution. And so that's my piece. Good luck to Chancellor Christ. Good luck to everyone graduating today. Thank you, and go Bears.
Now it is time to confer the degrees. Will the candidates for the PhD degree please come forward?
Marla Stewart. Leanne Luez. Camilo Diaz Potilla. Dina Block. Eric Armstrong. Miquel Cruzels Girona. Melissa Kraddick. Narayan Das. Clara Eng. Yan Duan.
Candidates, you have voluntarily submitted yourself to the traditions of the pursuit of knowledge and have proved yourself worthy of this high calling. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the President of the University of California, I grant you the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy. You join this esteemed group of colleagues who have also obtained graduate degrees. We welcome you to sit with us on the stage.
Stay here? Okay.
We now wish to recognize our students who will receive their master's and bachelor's degrees. Will the candidates please come forward?
Anant Kota.
Austin Weinstein.
Young Jin Park.
Metal Avatan.
Grisha Wilson.
Christopher Borio.
Caitlin Kirk.
Lisa Marie Lau.
Monica Lee Hallman.
Tatiana Joelle Smith.
Cody Emanuels.
Keaton Peters.
Chasey Salisbury.
Jennifer Shearer.
Emily Burns.
Jalen Loche.
Dong Yun Lim.
Michael Wan.
Purya Bagari.
Ryan Runge.
Dot Fan.
Rosette DeCastro.
Victor Miao.
Christian Riesgo.
Angus Lewis.
Yuen.
Christian Dale Sanchez. Thank you.
Andrew Baker.
Anastasia Dizya Tnyukov. Close
Vladimir Ivashenko.
enough. Catherine Svak.
Kenson Tan.
Thank you. Tracy Lee.
Gabriel Daviton.
Ron Yadin.
Jungdo Yu.
Christian Aku Kanibal.
Bryant Luong.
Aya Niwat.
Got it. Aranza Ortiz.
Darius K.
David Colonia.
David Hahn.
Da John.
Christina Cook.
Sam Mohammed.
Thank you. Elizabeth Ellithorpe.
Gary Tok Nguyen.
Caitlin Hogan.
Chi Ching Iris Chung.
Amin Renani.
Young Jun Kim.
Sabina Gruwal.
Kashahar Hemesi. Sorry.
Leota Ovasapiens.
Juan Manuel Velez Villegas.
Gayani Eskandarian.
Tej Gandavelli.
Karina Contreras.
Margaret Castro Helgeson.
Joseph Karash.
Elizabeth Sonder.
Brooke Gorelick.
Vanessa Pezua.
Railing Wen.
And son. Luis Sanchez.
Anthony De La Paz.
Adrian Ewell.
Hannah Kim.
Davi Siwe.
Shelby Schwarm.
Stephanie Elizabeth Swelu.
Alina Morcio.
James Gupta.
Caitlin Wong.
Jordan Hart.
Nicole Pruka.
Jungbin Lee.
Miriam Riaz Chowdhury.
Joshua Godwin.
Hana Yusuf Ghanem.
Vlad Kostyuk. Gunhee Beck.
Okay. Kyriaki Turioli.
Michael Asmus.
Luke Jang.
Rudy Beatley.
Robert Dugan.
Karen Gonzalez. Stephanie
Matthew-
Zambrano.
Matthew Brent Deltade Astolano.
Christopher Lee.
Thomas Haley.
Kaylee Kim.
Haley Lucas.
Dominic Valdespino.
Emily Boyd.
Kimberly Alexandra Garcia.
Guro Bergsbond.
Yana Pollard.
Justin Park.
Ax Nimana.
Owen Morgan.
Vinay Pai.
Austin Isaacson.
Megan Cow.
Anna Lee.
Judith Shao.
Paul Suckin Choi.
Jenny Lee.
Desiree Murillo.
Christopher Jansen.
Diana Chin.
Dong Hyun Kim.
Eamon Hay.
Amran Natuf.
EDM Blair Schofield.
Sorry. Rachel Marie Pinkerton.
Say it like Gertage Mathuru.
Kathleen Gomez.
Jinwoo? Okay. Jinwoo Park.
Jeff Hien.
Rohan Sikdar.
Cameron Scott Patrick Daniel.
Carolyn Lau.
Xian Jin Sim.
Elmer Portillo.
Danielle Torres.
Hannah Korn.
Destiny Shirlene Thomas.
Hao Young Lo.
Elvira Andrea Morales Molina.
Garfi Hole.
Ulises Magellan.
Jae Young Shine.
Brianna Simmons.
Jiao Ying Lu.
Natasha Elizabeth Anderson.
Kang Fang Yu Yu.
Casey Wilson.
Yi Charles Du.
Yifan Zhao.
Stephanie Mao.
Juhyun Cho.
Bilal Hamid.
Minsun Cho.
Ali Al Satri.
Melissa Ferreter.
Alex Pearson.
Zhuran Zhang.
Armin Bapakani.
Jinyi Yan.
Miranda Hill.
Young Ray Fan.
Nicholas Clothier.
Calvin Yu.
Albert Fong.
Rong Jiao Huang.
Michaela Rucal Gallegos.
Rong Huang.
Christine An Richdor.
Lavanaya Harinarian. Okay.
Stevie Milganan.
Casey Den Hartog.
McCall Nena.
Christopher Doyle.
Yafet Takesti.
Itai Cohen.
Emily Garcia.
David Hung.
Dukash Grover.
Jessica Chang.
David Clark.
Rebecca Kim.
Carol Wu.
Ivan Cherkashin.
Rosalind Chan.
Anna Kepa.
Sitsong Lu.
Yachia Chen,
Alyssa Foster,
Christine Chen,
Arina Yokosuka,
Christine Munar,
Amanda Granados,
Michael Barbie,
Rajveer Kangura,
Samantha Shadro,
Crystal Contreras,
Ray Han,
Yasina Delgado,
Yi Chao Shen,
Rosa Palomera,
Jaguar Jung,
William Schmelter,
Kayla Gieslin,
Christopher Hamilton,
Zihua Sui,
Joseph Gannon Castle,
Benjamin Lee,
Samuel Coromandel,
Victor Solis,
Mateo Marindel,
Zoe Dowd,
Emily Danielle Wolfson,
Ernesto Mendez,
Elise Chu,
Camille Verbera,
Anne Chang,
Enzi Chu,
Kiki Tang,
Jennifer Reef,
Hannah Shaw,
Stephen Chen,
Tammy Shia,
Sarah Arguilla,
Pinyang Su,
Hubert Pham,
Boyu Shen,
Sally Dang,
Christina McKay,
Doug Kerber,
Emily Mencia,
Ian Lutz,
Rashmi Vidyasagar,
Ivan Hermosillo,
Nicholas Bronson,
Emma Houston,
Tushar Malik,
Victoria Sanders,
Mark Philip Fernandez Jr.,
Margaret Schoenholtz,
Neven Wiederman,
Rexana Church,
Shin Yang Lee,
Samantha Craig,
Willie Tieng,
Jermai Legacy,
Jethro Tanos,
Tesfahun Bernahu,
Rafi Nazarian,
Samuel Terefe,
Ventura Rivera,
Hyun Suk Su,
Brandon Yee,
Jin Young Xiang,
Eric Tyndall,
Advaita Punchanula,
Katrina Mazlumian,
Yongyi Feng,
Udar Karni,
Xiao Xiaobao,
Sierra Balatan,
Ziyu Tang,
Carlos Lemus,
Jigu Shi,
Jake Seufer,
Men Yao Fu,
Cyrene Lobidishe,
Zhao Qianlin,
Von Paul Himber,
Isaac Carlson,
Ru Ji,
Angelica Meya,
Kai Ming Yao,
Gabriela Ruiz Leonard,
Yuk Cloud Lee,
Jose Padilla,
Kong Yin Ho,
William Varosky III,
Calvin Choi,
May Leritz,
Cosmo Nakamura,
Seamus Howard,
Angelica Rojas,
Kavitha George,
Jessica Setnick,
Arthur Lewis Griffin Owen,
Ha Duong,
Brooklyn Paige Torres,
Jia Xin Huang,
Chloe Chan,
Meina Sato,
Ivan Choi,
Kana Lopes,
Adrian Critchman,
Sean McNally,
Robert Gametti,
Song Hao Lee,
Juyang An,
Yi Ying Xiao,
Willow Newcomb,
Timothy Kim,
Aaron Glover,
Jaeyeon An,
Seth LaRosa,
Sylvia Longworth,
Shannon Tseng,
Alan Nava,
Isabel Beatty,
Lily Nguyen,
Jared Ryan,
Michelle Chan,
Catherine Nita,
Haotian Wang,
Michelle Moy,
Marshall Ma,
Sky No,
Bochuan Wang,
Wu Feng La,
Anthony Haymitzberger,
Amanda Longstreth,
Stephen Woodall,
Nicholas Alvarado,
Ayeb Sarah Nebsu,
Daniel Hutto,
Bauman Nguyen Phuc,
Uni Kim,
Choiri Hirabashi,
Brett Hart,
Arias Orenia Hernandez,
Benjamin Rosenberg,
Justin Raisin,
Yuri O,
Kevin Tran,
Yunpong Su,
Hardeep King,
Janet Lee,
Florence Ye,
Elizabeth Juster,
Gregory Oscar Fidel,
Haley Gatos,
Ali Nazari,
Sean Toomey. Congratulations.
Julie Mendoza,
Sarah and Bianca Bradorj. Awesome. Thank you.
okay.
Deepak Matam,
Sinupa Rosalie Tapavalu,
Shur Batmonk,
Ann Lockmiller,
Julia Lipson,
Oscar Campos,
Trenton Brendal,
Sarah Kaufhart,
Hyunsong Son,
Emily McCarthy,
Diana Lutfi,
Joshua Rojo,
John Lawson,
Julian Marcotti,
Brooke Dubé,
Alexander Ganone,
Jazim Perry,
Miguel Antonio Bernabe,
Keijin Kawamura,
William Park,
Jay Iyer,
Miranda Clemens,
Clayton Kinsey,
McCain Andrews,
John Maxwell,
Diana Artiaga,
Matthew Mason,
Julia Frankenberger Robkin,
Arjun Patel,
Rager Chen,
Veronica Chen,
Jordan Francis,
Frank Wong,
Rachel Lee Nguyen,
Stephanie Huang,
Gustavo Howergy,
Carlos Lazo,
E.G. Wong,
Monica Gracian,
Yuying Wu,
Bradford Lee,
Sydney Gunther,
Catherine Lee,
James Lum,
Philhun Oh,
Mariana Guardado,
Casey Delgado Miller,
Pengshan Lee,
Benjamin Pence,
Sanjay Reggie Phillip,
Jaden Ray Lepin Tatman,
Casey Doyle,
Gabriella Lund,
Yeji Kim,
Rachel Green,
Alex Mutrisi,
Mihai Atudori.
Philip Goranson.
Dongwook Kim.
Guillermo Perez.
Sohyun Koo.
Julian Block.
Jin Jeon.
Brian Villa.
Terry Min.
Katrina Marpuri Kenyatta.
Chanhee Park.
Lucia Sun. Sorry.
Sungjin Chung.
Mickey Ding.
Tae-Ho Yi.
Erica Codera.
Seungyun Sarah Nam.
Allison Rapp.
Juyun No.
Emily Scabeda.
Sang San Kim.
Willow Ryder.
Kebin Nam.
Christina EJ King.
Jimmy Kingston.
Veronica Avila.
William Smith.
Aisa Limerick.
Chalak Gurung.
Ryan Yen.
Cameron Abrams.
Aaliyah Laksamana.
Morgan Lewis.
Lucas Cortez.
Andrew Eng.
Aurora Ford.
Joseph Levin.
Evan Coleman.
Kathleen Pham.
Cody Dean.
Chase Ensweiler.
Dwayne Wallace.
Lingyu Wang.
Scott Coyle.
Wanfeng Qiang.
Connor Fry.
Yeqian He.
Dylan Dove.
Shan Hu.
Dylan Foster. Not Dylan.
Paul Grant Zürcher.
Mein Son Song.
Alvin Lin.
Crystal Shi.
Joanne Vu.
Jihang Shu.
Marissa Fong.
Lai Wei.
Catherine Urbanowicz.
Derek Taylor.
Payam Asim.
Elizabeth Reale. Windsor Taro.
Cook. JP D'Souza.
Mai Dien.
Nico Gomez Good.
Tram Pham.
Wonho Bay.
Do Nox Han.
Chanwol Park.
An Win.
Wusol Kim.
Rumzi Elkawa.
Minjong Kim.
Aaron Miller.
Jinsol Kim. We're switching.
Jaehyun John.
Jingying Wang.
Daniel Goldstein.
Saokyo Chung.
Armin Choljian.
Chul Woo Park.
Madison Jane Brashears.
Jennifer Doe.
Christian Benzard.
Joan Reuter.
Aubrey Stephen. Andrew Stephen Rolex.
Max Babbitts.
Courtney Miao.
Taylor Chan.
Jane Honda.
Daniel Correa Gaspar.
Lillian Duong.
Eugene Lowe.
Danny Lee.
Bernice Gonzalez.
Donovan Chu.
Richard Wynn.
Jay Kaitamo.
Cyrus Tager.
Aaron McDade.
Kit Verdura.
Katrina Craig.
Hunter Ketchum.
Audrey Marie Avila.
Jason Becker.
Sarah Dace.
Hannah Yee.
Sandeep Kalyan Subramanian.
Matthew Barish.
Shenghao Liu.
Juan Rodriguez.
Yanlang Ma.
Jaegun Jung.
Yifan Zhao.
Nare Suk.
Kiwei Go.
Jane Jihyun Kim.
Jacqueline Cruz.
Jason Ji Young Ju.
Katie Regalia.
Aaron Kim.
Emily Godzek.
Sharon Lee.
Xiyun Deng.
Jason Chan.
Wenjing Huang.
Caitlin Bolt.
Shur Yao.
Camila Vargas.
Aonan Jing.
Maria Saavedra.
Chloe Frederick.
Daniel Kasanov.
Sarah Dillon.
Shayan Najad.
Alejandro Sierra Lopez.
Dylan Cademy.
Connor Ward.
Kyle Geithner.
Ali Kogadai.
Karina Yap.
Zachary Kiba.
Pedram Vasetti Zadea.
Charles Reed.
Jimmy Ajayi.
Christopher Alder Garcia Miranda.
Galen Young.
Steve Chalco.
Daniela Romea Areza.
Haley Hayashi.
Unish Prebu.
Junwei Liao.
Avril Wallet.
Harrison Wong.
Ahmed Badrahi.
Yuki Fan.
Sehan Cho.
Cynthia Chengyu Si.
Brandon Lee.
Yarrow Lee.
Dane Park.
Yoonji Shin.
Terrence Liu.
Jiwan Lee.
Young Lee.
Keon Ho Kim.
Boo Yoon.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the President of the University of California, I grant you the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science. Congratulations, graduates. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left side. Now please stand as we sing Hail to California. You can find the lyrics in your program. We'll be led by the Cal Jazz Choir. Please stand.
One, two, three, four. Hail to California, alma mater dear. Sing the joyful chorus, sounded far and near.
Rallying round her banner,
We will never fail. California, alma mater. Hail, hail.
Queen in whom we're over all the we will never fail. California, alma mater. Hail, hail,
Go Bears! Thanks for sticking that out with us.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a wonderful celebration. Congratulations, graduates, and go Bears!